Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Essendon versus Port Adelaide game, going through sort of the top dogs at the top going really well and sort of some picks finally failing, I guess, or not living up to the hype a little bit. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see with this game, Parish did really well. 125. I'm just going through Essendon. We'll obviously get to Rosie going nuts. Parish, I'm pretty sure he ended up with a couple of behinds from memory. I'm just going to go over here. Parish here. If we look at his match stats, 0 goals, 4 in the end he kicked. I know he kicked a lot of behinds, but they must have all come late on in the game. 1, 2 was the 3, and there should be another one somewhere. Here 4. So he kicked 4 behind, same to Petrarca, and he could have really had a 135 here if he just kicked 2 of them. So I still think he's a very, very good pick still, as he's gone. He did have a blip of an 80, but other than that, I think he's primed to go ballistic. I'd just be worried about the matchups now. You could try and look to get him in after this this Geelong matchup. Even though he is full-time mid, you could look at that matchup and be like, that's going to be the last hard matchup for him, as he's got this run from 19 to 24, which is absolutely huge. And you could, you could try and replace one of your mids with him, as in just change it around, as he does look like he's got the better schedule. Merritt 114 just did his job basically. Yes, he did have a high break even, but a 114 is going to do the job. Caldwell 101 and 48 last and 29 third. Ended up with a 77 second half, absolutely huge. Phillips 97 just did his job in the ruck basically, as there wasn't any Draper, was there? No, there wasn't any Draper, so he took the ruck. Heppel 85, Langford 83, Stringer 80, Redmond 80. All these guys just bad scores, and wouldn't be looking at them now anyway, as it looks like Essendon have gone away from their kicking at the back sort of style that they had for a couple of weeks. Hobbs 73, and he finally didn't do well. Don't know if that's necessarily an injury, as he's got such a low time on ground looking at that, but 73, he just didn't get involved, especially in the first and the last. But I still think it was a really, really good pick for people to get him, as he has gone up to 717 or something like that, 1,000. But I think this is the way to jump off of him and jump onto someone else. You just get a rookie from your bench and you upgrade them, as most rookies you have on your bench will probably be 400k or so, including the big Wilmot, Sheldrick. I would hold on to Sheldrick just because of that break even. Wilmot, Johnson, Wardlaw, anyone else there. Even Long, for me, has really helped, and he looks like he's gotten a better role now, so he could easily jump up in price very, very quickly. But, I mean, Hobbs has a break-even now of, I'm guessing, in the 90s. No, 82, that's not too bad. But, so, if you weren't 100% forced to trade him, I wouldn't. If you needed to do other trades, etc., then I'd do that first. But I'd certainly get rid of Hobbs before, like, a Cameron or something like that. Martin, McGrath failed yet again. Kelly, Ridley, Perkins, Snelling, Guelphy, Wiedemann. No one else here really does matter. And then Shield came off the sub bench. I just think they probably should look at, he did come off and Shield, as Essendon could really look at trying to get another midfielder in there, and try and move, I would think, Martin and Hobbs more up the field, as they can really do well up the field as well. And I still think Shield is more valuable than Menzie. And they almost got over the line with that. But I could probably be completely wrong with that, to be honest. Then we move over to Port, and it was the Rosie show, just 34, 42, 30, 39. Whenever a guy has the lowest score of a 30, he's pretty much destined to go. Lowest quarter score of a 30, he's already destined to go 120 plus, but you'll always find that they'll go 140 pretty much, as they'll have that big quarter, and that second and last where he scored 81 in total, kicking to that end. Just ridiculous. He ended up with, I think, 3 goals and like 7 marks or something. If we look here, 3 goals, 9 marks, 9 tackles, 7 and 23 touches. He got 145 off 23 touches, which is ridiculous. Houston I wouldn't look too much into, to be honest, as he's so inconsistent. Butters, I think we get another. I think I get another week before I might have to bring him in, as I cannot get him this week. And I think, what is Port's matchup this week? Who have they got? Gold Coast and then Carlton, Collingwood. I'll look at maybe jigging it around, but we do have Butters at, I'm guessing, 9.18 or something, 9.24. So how much harder would that be to get him? That would be 9.24. That's 13k more. So I need to find 13k somewhere. And that would be Wilmot instead of Johnson, and then getting a 200k guy. So I could do that. I think, no, 904, sorry. So 904. So I'd have to find 20k, and 20k could be found through Johnson over Wardlaw, and that would be able to get me to Butters. So I just don't think I really want to do that this week, as I think the Neil trade is a safe trade. And I'll get Butters next week, as he does have, I'm guessing, a break even in the 130s or 120s again. 129 for Butters. So, yeah. I think it's safe to say that I think he'll get close to that break even, but I think he won't necessarily hit it. And next week, when I've got Johnson close to hopefully almost 600k, and I've got Sheldrick there that I can trade out, honestly, close to 550k, or hopefully somewhere around there, and even Windhager close to 500k. Hopefully I'm able to get Butters at the 920. So that would mean that I need someone, if I'd need around 130k made out of Sheldrick and Johnson. If he's around that, so he's 924 at the moment, so he gets down to 915, 910, 15k saved. So it'd be 1120, 1110 that I'd have to get up to. So it'd be 1100 between Johnson and like Sheldrick, etc. So that would be, and they're currently sitting at just short of $1 million. So it'd be almost 100k made out of those two this round alone to get up to Butters. So I don't think I can get Butters this next week. I think Butters will be one of my upgrades, as I'll get Johnson and Sheldrick up to someone big, and then I'll be able to hopefully get Himmelberg using Windhager up to back up to Sicily, as he's 934, and I need 100 more K out of these two in 2 weeks' time to basically get that, it looks like. And then, yeah, hopefully we can get up to that. But anyway, moving on. Farrell, Drew, Dixon, Williams as well has done really well. But I think it's time to definitely offload him, as seems like he's sort of getting caught out in games a little bit. And he's not a consistent scorer. That isn't a consistent quarter after quarter scorer. He seems to go in massive spurts. Finlayson, 57, Bonner, Narkle, no one else here really to talk about. Horne-Francis again just failing, and he's just dropping down. So I wonder next year if Horne-Francis, we're going to look at this and be like, Horne-Francis is actually a good pickup, as it looks like he's going to be around that 600, probably less actually now looking at the Horne-Francis now is averaging 68, and then if we go by the magic number of last year, that would price him around 602k, and that's probably just a little bit too high, to be honest. So we need a couple of Horne-Francis shockers to get that down, but he could be the one that people go for next year, as it be his second year in the Port Adelaide system, and it might work out better. Then you got Wines, Bergman, McEntee. Vistatini came in late for Lysette, who was out, but I think. And then, so he came in and didn't really do much, and then got subbed out. And they went for Burgoyne, who subbed in, and he didn't do much either. So anyway, that's the video there. And I'll catch you guys in the next recap tomorrow with the Hawthorn, Carlton, and there'll also be the Melbourne GWS and the West Coast St Kilda games. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.